pedal to the gas, we're watching it all. Covering the courtroom, big case or small. Laugh when we can, cry when we must, but it's all real talk, you can count on us. We're not the pros, just fans who care. With popcorn in hand and a comfy chair. And every twist, we're right there. Together like we're all in the witness chair. This is the Broken Baker, where the trials come alive, where the chat is wild and the vibes survive. We're watching the worst of what people do, but we keep it light, yeah, that's our truth. It's the only place for crime, and it feels just right. We bring the justice talk into your night. So hit that stream, don't miss the call. At the Broken Baker, we cover it all. Oh yeah. We're just flaming with the view, but we ask the things the world wants to. Digging through the facts, side by side. Even when it's dark, we bring the light. No clickbait, no fake feels, just truth and the highs and the reels. With the chat that roasts and rise, we're just here for the case and the vibes. This is the Broken Baker, where the stories unfold. With a smile in the heart, even when it's cold. Yeah, we cover the bad with a wink and a grin. Where the real talk starts, come on, jump in. It's the only place to be, can't you see? For trials and truth, it's BBTV. The Broken Baker, where the trials come alive. Yeah, we'll be here, trial of the trial. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to El Baker at Night. Hey 80s, and Planet Fan, and Despite. Online Red, AI White Tank Girl really weirds me out. This is not AI, it's just stock footage from Canva. So a real person weirded you out. I think she danced weird. She danced like an old wild white guy at a wedding, but what am I to say? I don't dance. Well, why are you up at 4 o'clock in the morning? That's way too early. She's odd. She's a young, happy woman out dancing. Don't hate on someone just because it's stock footage. It's nothing. Relax. Well, as every other girl, I bet you she's cute, but she will still be. I don't know. What do you want to eat? Well, I want Mexican. I don't feel like Mexican. Well, what do you want? Nothing. Whatever you want. Okay, let's just go get a hamburger. Not hamburger. So what do you want? I, I, nothing special. So that's as everyone says. Well, not everyone. I do. Even Gigi Hadid has some guy sitting there thinking, "Oh my God, she's annoying." So she's cute, but like everyone else, she's probably annoying as heck. I heard that there apparently was a fire in Canton last night. Some close to Fairview 34, but apparently some single mom lost her house. That's horrible, but got a lot of traction because it was behind the Asian house or something. So that got a lot of traction online. But I don't know what What up, Valhalla? Well, I'm up. Hey, Pixie, finally a show on your time. Hey, Lurking, how are you doing? I was sitting and looking on something on the Twitch thread yesterday. I don't know if any of you remember that Victoria who came on to be a jury consultant after she'd been she's been a member of the first Karen Reed jury. I don't know who that Mortis Rex is. They jump up now and again as an anti, and they are talking about how Victoria was in contact with juror number 11 before trial 2, which is smart. Before the trial, figure out who is potentially on the jury list, already make an outreach to them so you can get her on the jury. And other people from the Free Can Read movement apparently also been in contact with them. Is it 53 or 54 days since we ended the Karen Reed case? And people like this keeps going on and on and on and on about how people were planted on the jury. And I got a lot of heat after the first case because I said, I don't think that there were people planted on the jury. The first foreman, yeah, he seemed a bit weird that he wanted to take over in the jury room, but it could also be because he had some kind of either police or lawyer background with the questions they sent to Judge Bev. He had that. He wanted to word everything weirdly. Do I think he was a plant? No. Do I think he might have had sympathies for the state? Yes. Because to plant someone on a jury, it's really, really obnoxiously hard. Just take the Donna Adelson case we saw the other day. There are 500 potential jurors. They are taking a jury of, that's in Florida, so I don't know if it's a 6 or a 12-man jury, but still, let's say it's a 12-man jury. Both sides will have X amount of strikes. So to make sure you get at least enough people on a jury that you can influence and make the result you want, you would have to have reached out, talked to at least probably close to a quarter of the potential jurors, because you don't know which juror will be okayed. Because first, the jurors will get in a batch of 50. We'll get in, we'll fill out the papers. They'll have to be available for X amount of days. They have to be not conflicted. And let's say we saw it in the Karen Reed case that whenever they took like 70 people in, 40 people would move on. So there's already a big fall off right there. Then you have to have them do voir dire with both the state and the defense, who can strike X amount of people, and who can tell the judge, well, look at this, and maybe the judge will strike someone. So just take the Adelson case. Out of 500, you would probably need close to 125 people that you knew guaranteed would vote for your side. That's why I don't believe that there was a plant on the first trial. I think someone had a sympathy. That's totally different. It's the same when they say, well, everyone is going to get done for corruption. No, you need to be able to prove they did something for something. Corruption isn't just that, well, I'm biased. Bias isn't illegal. That's a personal thing that you should not have, but people do have it. But I just don't get people like this Mortis idiot who 53 days later is claiming that Victoria, as a lawyer, had access to Paula. And Victoria's replies, I typically ignore these posts, but I had enough of all these patently false claims to make it abundantly clear I did not communicate with Paula or any other. Before during the trial, it's absurd that this is even needed to be said. If I had literally any free time, I would pursue defamation cases for these baseless, malicious lies. Words matter. Stop willfully spreading misinformation. And then vodka OJ Reed, because they are so fun. You and Paula lied to get in the jury. You neglected your families to be part of a murder cult. Fact, not opinion. Do you know what that is? That is something that could land you in very hot water. She just said, I am looking at potentially wasting some of my time filing defamation suits. And you just did the thing that can really easy get you in trouble with the law. You stated, even though she stated something isn't true, you said, well, it's a fact. She just told you it's not true, and you said, well, it factually is true. Imagine you have to go to a judge, and the judge asks, so Victoria, did you ever talk to Paula? No. Okay, you lost because she told you. You can't prove it in any way. You are a retard. I'm just sitting there thinking, why the hell? Why can't these people move on? Yeah, why can't they leave Paula alone? The latest thing is because she's a Muslim and proud of her Brazilian heritage, then she's a traitor to America or something. I don't get these people. They will complain about everything, everything, and none of it makes sense or has any bearing on the verdict. But it's just these people are sick and they need a hobby, says the man who is streaming at 5:15 in the morning. Heather, I am doing fine. I went to bed early and got up early. Well, welcome, rock and roll, and King Bob. Hey, yo, yo. But these people are insane. I don't get it. No, but that's the thing. You're wondering what the hell is going on in their life. I covered 3 cases, I think, since the last case. They haven't moved one bit. They are mentally before the first trial. They are all sitting and wallowing in their own little. Every day they get out of bed is, what can we attack Aiden with today? Now Aiden is a Holocaust denier because he said something about someone who was a Jew. I don't know the backstory. Could it be insensitive? Perhaps. I think the statement was, just because you was born somewhere in Europe in the 40s, you are not automatically a Holocaust denier, Holocaust survivor, which is true. I didn't think that maybe the person he talked about might have been a Jew and was a Holocaust survivor. So, yeah. But if you talk about someone, do you deny the Holocaust that way? No. And the funny thing is the people who are attacking him now isn't just your run-of-the-mill idiots. It's not the crusties of the world. Now it's people who has a little bit of an outreach, and they want to say just because you criticize this one person and said, well, your story might not be as it is, and potentially, yes, I read some bits and pieces. Seemed like they were in Yugoslavia. Something really bad happened to a family members. Luckily, they got away. But that doesn't make you deny the Holocaust. That makes you having a bad take on one person. But it's all this fucking drama you need to make on the YouTube constantly. It's really tiring sometimes that you can't just say, "Hey, Aiden, actually, I'll just I'll tell you the story. Picture this: Yugoslavia, 1941. She lost her dad. Luckily, survived. Okay, I'm sorry that I said that. I'm happy that your ancestors survived the horrible things that happened. But why is it everything must? It's not that. Hey, you're an idiot. Can you retract that statement because actually this is factual? Okay, let's talk about it. Why must it always be okay? Now you're a Holocaust denier. It's really, I hate these people. So no one can say anything negative or rude about a Jewish person without being anti-Semitic. Depends on what you're saying. If you say that person does this because of their religion, yeah, that could potentially be anti-Semitic. And I've seen that with in Denmark, we have a lot of kerfuffle going on right now because of a certain conflict, and they will hide it by, well, it's just a criticism. No, they're actually claiming because of their heritage they do this. That's anti-Semitic. But if you're saying, well, legal mindset said something on his YouTube I didn't agree with, that doesn't make you anti-Semitic. That just makes you disagree with legal mindset. People these days, I really wish they could go back and remember how it was in the 90s. Hey, Reby, I'm always grifting. Always be grifting. Hey, Blazy. I was born during the 80s. I don't say I'm a Cold War survivor. I am a Cold War survivor. Well, I'm sorry that they don't appreciate my streaming hours. Yeah, I saw Surviving the Survivor was attacking him, and I'm just, you could go and Aiden and say, hey, Aiden, maybe you should know my mom's story. Instead of going out there and say you're anti-Semitic or you deny the Holocaust. It's not the same thing. I'm just old and annoyed. He said, okay, only a good lie from fake Arizona. Well, good. Everything is so extreme, though. Yeah, but we let it get extreme. That's the thing I don't get with us people. Especially, sorry, I'm going to say something. And I'm going to be painting with a very, very broad brush. You Yanks have a tendency to get way, way, way too confrontational in your little groups. What we have seen the last 10 years in your politics, how you can hate each other because of a stupid rich man who's running for office, and how you can continue to hate each other over that. It's really sad. And I am a big Americanophile. I love America. I wish I could move there, but I have family. I wish I could live there because I think you have some of the greatest things around. But you have let yourself be drawn into this hatred against your neighbor just because they look different in politics. You're not a bad guy because you vote Democrat or Republican. people should really listen to Martin Luther King, who said, "Judge by your actions, not by some stupid way you vote every 4 years. It doesn't matter." And I just see the YouTube world, especially the true crime world. It had its big breakup a couple of years ago. Then it kind of mellowed out. Everyone was kind of getting along. And now I don't know if it's the normal culling of the herd, because too many small channels has begun popping up like mine. Some of the big guys are thinking we have to go out and whack some moles, or some of the smaller channels are thinking if I ankle bite the big ones, I might get some attention. And it's just, you get tired sometimes. I don't know if we have lost our way. I think we have lost our focus. We are still the same people. We still have most of the same values, but we have forgotten one thing. You are allowed to have another opinion than me. I should not be allowed to beat you over the head to try and force you to have the same opinion as me. This is why I love YouTube. I have a certain group of YouTubers I really like, where I think these people are amazing. I wish I could make content with them. I wish they would even know who I am, because I'm just a small fry. They don't know me, because I think they're funny as fuck, and I think we could make good content. We seem to be on the same place, and I think we could have some good streams together. I have YouTubers I respect a lot, because I think they put in the work. They really know what they're doing. Might not be my tone, but I really respect the work they're doing. I have YouTubers that where I think, maybe I could probably something. And then I have, of course, YouTubers that I hate. Hey, Valhalla. Because I really think that they are either just stroking some fear in people, or trying to promote some kind of stupid thing so they can do the rage baiting. And that's one of the things I really dislike. I don't mind that they have a different opinion than me, because I'm wrong 95% of the time. I have 2 daughters, and I used to be married to a woman. I've been told enough that I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about. But I really wish that more people would try and accept that on YouTube, you can have an Aiden Carney who is a gonzo journalist who is sometimes flying a little loose. He's kind of like Maverick. You're dangerous, man. Then you have other people who are very strict and does everything by the book. That's like Iceman, who's following the rules. And you can have both things, and people can choose. I want to see this. I want to see that. But all of this, I need to go out there and attack people. I just don't know why. Why don't you just say, well, I like Aiden style. I dislike Aiden style. I dislike Aiden style. I'm gonna go watch Iceman instead of Maverick. It's disheartening. And you go into YouTube chats, and most of you people are wonderful. All of you people are wonderful. Hey Val. But you go into some chats, and the chat will browbeat you. On this channel, we just think one thing. You can't talk about, well, I don't know anything about the case. Idaho Fall, a lot of you know about the case. Well, I think Richard Allen was the one who did it. Are you absolutely crazy? Are you effing insane? No, but he confessed, and yeah, he was tortured. Yeah, but I believe that maybe, oh, you're such an idiot. Do you think people will come back and have a conversation with you again? And or if you said, I don't think Richard Allen did it. Okay, why? Well, he was tortured. The pictures doesn't really line up. Yeah, but who else could have been? Wasn't his bullet casing found at the place? Yeah, but I really don't believe in tool marking, so I don't know. And again, it's an outdoors area. He could have been out there hunting or just pew pewing. You can have a conversation with people. That's why I try to do this and yell at Jamie. Hey, noodles. I think a good panel all bouncing off each other is so much better than drama style. Before I go, that's what I like as well. That's why what I try to do with my panels, bring smart people on and try to just let them riff. I don't like the we're going to do 15 minutes on a set thing and everyone must have prepared remarks because YouTubers are not good at prepared remarks for the most cases. Some people can do scripts, but the most of us who live stream have to be able to pick up on chat. Well, we have news about Trump every day in Denmark as well, where I'm sitting thinking, who cares? Ginger, what? Pretty meh about what? Well, Iceman is this really cool guy who wears cool sunglasses and does this at people. And Maverick is a guy who likes to do flyovers, and they have a gay relationship, which back then they couldn't talk about. They were in the Air Force, well, actually Navy, but they were Navy aviators, and they had a gay relationship, and it was really progressive for the 80s to show a gay relationship. They were on a school cut called Top Gun, and there's this budding romance. That's a because again, that was back in the 80s. You couldn't be gay in the military, so they had to build this story to promote their gay love affair. So there was a story about a Middle Eastern conflict, like there's ever been a conflict in the Middle East. Am I right? And they had to go and fight this plane in their F-14 Tomcats, lovely plane. But you follow how it's the classical love story, Romeo Juliet. One of them is the bad boy. The other one is more of a I'll play by the rules. Then they meet and they butt heads, and they think I don't like this person. But as you know from Twilight, that's how all good love affairs start. What is that? And a car crash. And Maverick is in a relationship with a guy called Goose, but sadly he passes away doing a training exercise. And kind of like in a good love story, he's heartbroken. But one day they had been at the beach playing topless volleyball, and he noticed Iceman's pecs and his six pack, and he was kind of they were getting a little hot and heavy, but they kept this facade up of I don't like you. Then they go on a mission, and when they come home, he gets the invitation from Iceman. Iceman says, "You can ride my tail every time." And then there's this follow-up movie that's done 30 years later where you find out that actually they're still together. It's a beautiful story. It's the first story about homosexuality in the American Navy. Marine, sorry. Lies on this channel, we will beat you with dough. Don't beat anyone. Just yell at people who are stupid and don't yell at people who has a different opinion. But thank you, big dog, and thank you so much for the broken pig. Oh, I've actually did an emote. Does this work? I don't know if it works. That doesn't look like it works. Who got gifted memberships? Melanie Fox, Andriel Hill, yes. Virginia Varitio, Shelly Baby, and Billy Juno all became members because of good old Big Dog. Oh, I got my emote to work. Sound like you know them very well. Yeah, I watched that movie a lot. Top Gun is a gay love affair. Have you seen it? Topless men playing volleyball. First, real men play hacky sack. Second of all, that's not true. Thank you, Reby. No, there's no sparkling vampire, but there are men rubbed in baby oil playing volleyball topless. No, I'm talking about Top Gun. It was a groundbreaking gay love affair. Favorite military airplane is the A-10. Yeah, the Warthog. Well, it sounds cool when it opens up, but apparently it flies kind of like a barn. I'm not sure you guys got the same Top Gun that we got. Yeah, we watched it a lot, and Valhalla. There's no shame. I know it was don't ask, don't tell back then, but you know how it is. Never heard of this. That's why you watch the Baker Show. No, haven't you watched Top Gun? It is a gay love affair. Big Dog ran you out of eligible member gifts on that. I don't know what that is. I can't give memberships. Well, thank you, Betsy. Well, thank you. I've learned the hard way in certain chats you don't have a differing opinion. Yeah, and I try not to promote that because we have very intense people sometimes in here who will have an opinion. But even when Sue and I get mad at each other, I won't give because I'm right and Sue is wrong. But she will not be yelling at people that way. We had a guy at headquarters that nobody asked. I don't think we had. We were for. No, I don't think we had anyone. We had one in the kitchen when I was deployed, and I didn't know, but there were signs. I've later found out he married a guy, so that's why I known. But there was one morning when he was coming up. We lived in a building where on the bottom floor we had our sleeping quarters and the radio room and stuff like that. The next level up was the mess halls and the kitchen and the showers, and then we had the bars on top. And one day I was going out in the fab to have a shit, and he was coming up from downstairs. He was a big guy, and he was walking up with his towel on to go to the bathroom, and he had probably this long square studs in his nipples. And I was like, interesting choice. But yeah, he got married to a guy later. Well, I watched it, but my take was that guys in the Navy love to sing and obviously didn't practice ejection. That's because they don't pull out. Talking about not pulling out, I have to promote something. That's my new grift is my lines of underwear. Pulling out is lame, yeah, but paying for child support for 18 years is also quite lame. So, but the pullout doesn't work. So don't do that. Jimmy up, and then make sure you don't get the clap, so you don't have to go pew pew and mf'er. Exactly. I have no other way into people's pants. So hey, a grifter's got to do what a grifter's got to do. That's why the logos on the female underwear is placed somewhere where people claim there's some spot that men should know, but I didn't listen that day. Your husband and you are both lawyers, so we feel we can get in and out of Massachusetts without charges. As long as you have a BCA of BAC of 0.2, you're fine in Massachusetts. I'm just saying Goose should have practiced and he would have been the Top Gun. Well, he was the rear seat driver, so he didn't do anything other than put switches on, and apparently they didn't really do much back there. So he couldn't have been Top Gun because that's a flying ace, but he could have been the best radio operator. And the thing is, I just don't get it because the canopy is supposed to have a jet on it that propels it out for X amount of time before the seat will release. So it's a malfunction. Pratt Whitney probably got sued after that to all hell because the canopy should eject away from the plane further. So it must be malfunction. I know America. I've been following for a long time. That's 100% a lawsuit waiting to happen. No, look, this is the problem. Because I said people shouldn't argue, and I don't care about American politics. Are you a Trumper? No, I can't vote in America. I don't give a fuck who win. It's not my problem. It's not my problem, and I'm not gonna take sides in a stupid election campaign. I can't have anything to do. If I did, I would be sitting here talking about gerrymandering and how I don't understand it because in Denmark we have one vote, one representation, and that's better. But we're also 6 million people in a way different system. I'm not a Trumper. I'm not a Kamala Harris. I'm not a Bernie bro because I live in a socialist country, so I know he's lying. Why must people be Trumpers or not Trumpers? Why can't we just be people who meet online? Why must I be a card carrying YouTuber? Stop thinking of your fellow people in terms of who they elected. I bet you the ones who voted for Trump have days where they think, "Oh my fucking god, what is he doing?" And I bet you people who hated Trump also have days where they thought, "Well, I kind of like that decision." Stop painting people with that brush. If I had a political channel where I would be talking politics, yeah, we could talk about my political stance, but I don't. I hate all politicians. And I think the biggest problem we have today is people want that to be the first lens we have to see people through. Oh, you voted for Trump. Oh, you voted for Kamala. It doesn't matter who they voted for. What matters is the actions they take. And I really wish we could get to that. I hate all of this division. That it's the same effing drama we fight every day on the YouTube. Goose was the backdoor man. No, the radio operators, they're not that important. Thank you, big dog. I want to ban it. Well, I don't like trumpets because I played a cornet when I was a kid, and I didn't like it. I'm a tuba guy. it's hard because they have become intolerable. Who? Everyone is intolerable. Stop being intolerable. It's like Antifa says, no tolerance for the intolerant. So you're intolerant. No. Well, it's a logical fallacy. Thank you, Pixie. Yeah, it's not good for anyone, and I just see it everywhere. Everywhere, it's just permeating. And I just brought it up to make a point about YouTube. And apparently now I'm a political channel. No, I just wanted to say we don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with the Trumpers or the never Trumpers or the maybe Trumpers. But you could respect people can have a differing opinion. As I always say, some like the mother, some like the daughter. Different tastes. I just don't understand why you must face me to see the world the same way you do. Well, it's because I'm right. Sue, you're wrong, always. No, I'm not. You're wrong. No, you're not. And it's the same with the YouTube. That was where I was trying to go, and apparently now it turned political and a little gay. But I just don't see this agree to disagree. And I think one of the things someone was talking about it, I can't remember if was it the Clara? Maybe I saw it the other day where someone was talking about how because we had Karen Reed was the big thing, and everyone was covering it. Either you hated her or you loved her, and everyone was kind of okay. We're fighting the other side, and we're together on this. We want her free. Then she was free, and then a lot of people started looking around saying, "Fuck, my grift just went away," and they started attacking each other for not being pure enough. Let's get out of politics. This is like back in the day when the church split, where we went to war and beat each other over the heads to figure out who loved God the most. And it's just this division I don't get. People who used to, I went on a stream Saturday night with people. Why is my stream so laggy? I passed by their stream once and they asked if I want to come on. I said sure. And all of a sudden, I started getting these warnings. You can't go on there because do you know? No, I don't know. I don't know any of the drama. As long as they haven't called me out or something, and even if they called me out and called me an idiot, I would love to go on and say, so why am I an idiot? But then after that show, I was sitting in a different chat, and there was someone who sent me a message, said, I saw you in that chat. Did you know this person did this? I said, no, never, ever. I just saw someone was live, went in, heard it, and said, hey, I'm really not good at purity tests. I'm really not good at these purity tests. Yes, the purity spiral. If you're not here, you can't come here, you can't come here, you can't come here, and everything must be the right way or you're bad. It's just annoying. Yeah, that's just hang in where you want. Your great grandfather immigrated from Sweden. I'm glad he got out. They never taught me any cultural stuff. Good, because Sweden has no culture. The only people everyone is allowed to hate on this channel is Swedes. Because Swedes are just like black cats, instruments of the devil. And I'm glad your great grandfather got out. It's a horrible place. Dante wrote about it in his book. Don't go there. I think it's because we're autists. Oh yeah, that's the new thing. We're all autists or have ADHD. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you know what I do when I feel the other person isn't listening to me? I do this. And then I come back somewhere else because I people want to fight me and I can't get through to them. I just move on. I don't care. I really don't care. That's my ex-wife was always mad at me for not caring about stupid stuff. We got married back in the day, and she got mad at me because this was right around the time where someone flew really low in not Copenhagen, in New York, and I was contacted to be on. We called it Team Zero. That's the team that goes and establishes the new camp. And I just returned from 2 deployments a month and a half before, and they called me up and said, "Hey Baker, guess what? You're going on vacation." I said, "Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Have you ever heard about Afghanistan? Yeah, that place where every major nation has gone and lost a war. Yeah. You want to go? No. Well, good luck. You're going." And I said, "But I just had a daughter." "Yeah, I don't care." And she got all up in arms and said, "Yeah, I don't want to go, but I can't do anything. I can't fight it. I signed a contract. If I have to go, yeah, but you should." Yeah, but I can't change it. And isn't one of the prayers, give me the power to change the things that I can't, and give me the power to accept the things I can't change. She got really mad that I didn't get more combobulated, but if I can't change it, I just move on. You just have to move. And if people don't like me, well, fuck them, they're wrong, and I go. If you don't like me, I'm not going to stick around long enough for you to yell at me to make me dislike myself. Because hey, I hate myself enough as it is. That's why I'm a streamer. Doesn't matter who people vote for. We all bleed red unless you are an alien or a Swede. Going by Baker's logic, for live together for a long from Lost. Never watched Lost. That's lost on me. How dare you have 2 black cats? Well, can I borrow one for Danish Halloween just to keep Denmark safe another year? Don't forget your niece lives in Sweden. Well, if you need me to go over, pick her up, and rescue her from that place, just let me know. There are only 2 things I hate in this world: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. I have it with the Swedes, but other than that, yes. Greta is a lovely little person. Am I picking on Nick Starro? No, I don't pick on Nick Starro. I pick on Swedes in general because they're Swedish. It seems like in modern Western society, people don't understand that you can't be friends with people you have a strong political disagreement with. That is messed up. It's driving people insane. Well, you can if you can be grown up enough to say, "Well, I'm just going to leave my political opinion at home." One of the people I actually talked the best with when I was in city government, because he was a really good politician and a smart guy. He was the head of the former Communist Party. Still think they're communist. He was absolutely ridiculously sounding whenever we were out public and had to do the spiel for our voters. The minute we stepped into a negotiation room, he was the best negotiator because he was willing to compromise and he was really smart. And you could do those, say, "Hey, I want this, you want that. Can we meet here?" Really brilliant guy. And I liked him a lot. Would I ever buy what he was selling? No. But I like people who can work together, because that's what being human is about. That's what made us great. That's what made America great. Even though you dislike each other, you work together, and that's what we need to get back to. But I think it's the good guy, bad times, strong guy thing we are in right now. Well, I can bring them to Denmark, which is still the best place on the planet, but it's not home. Bakerisms are great tonight. They are always great. Thank you. I just hit puberty. Thank you. Thank you, Scooter. Thank you, Scooter, for becoming a member. Are you the same Scooter who had the massive hits back in the late 90s, early 2000s? Hyper, hyper. How much is the fish? Great songs if you like drugs and didn't listen to them. They were horrible. Well, in Denmark, you don't do it. It's very two things you would never bring up at a Danish party is religion and politics because we don't give a fuck. We only vote so we have the right to yell at the government for the next 4 years. I was saying that people cornering themselves off and only talking to people that they are 100% agreeing with is absolutely insane. Having conversations with people you disagree with is how you grow. Exactly. Oh, yeah, I misunderstood. But yeah, that's more, again, that's the same with on YouTube. Go check out a channel where you're thinking, you can then maybe make a decision to say, yeah, they were an idiot. That's what I do with Twisted Tragedies. Every time I think I'm going to look at Grant's channel for 2 seconds, I wake up 4 days later in a coma and think, what the hell happened to me? But I give them a try and to see if they have anything worthwhile. It's the same. I look at Massimo Mafia's Twitter every day because, hey, she's content gold. This is exactly what I said. It's just bullshit. I'm finally touching politics. Yeah, that's fine. I started out being a politics channel if you don't know it, but I don't know. People really want to start fights about nothing. No, because if you can't get your fat ass off the couch, well, it's a vote to say I don't like any of them. Yeah, then go vote. In Denmark, you can vote blank. Yeah, but I don't wanna. Well, don't complain. Explain why I should vote. Vote blank. That's what you do. Go up, take the form, I'll leave it there with nothing on it. At my election site, the last time I do poll duty. Yes, you do. 2 parties had fewer votes than people who turned in blank votes. That should tell the politics that the politicians we want something different. So that's it. Yeah, that's the same way. I that's actually my revelation was you always get into fights because you're never right. Everyone else are always more right than you are, and I don't like it. And you could just see just breaching the topic, not having any opinion, and we have a fight going in chat about again, it's stupid rich people who don't give a fuck about you, and you're willing to sit in a chat on a Sunday, Monday, and argue about it. Don't do that. Talk about how much Sweden is the worst place in the world. Talk about how Lefty is a lazy streamer because he never streams. Talk about how you really, really liked that video you saw yesterday. I was watching Windows SEO yesterday, playing some 40k. I really like the way they painted the the blood angels in that game. Great show. Did you all watch Beard Meets Foods video last night? That's the thing. I don't get these big sandwiches with all the cold cuts you Americans do. We just put one layer. There's more cold cuts in. I shouldn't rub my head with a pencil. Um, did you did you watch that one? Big Mouth in, I think, Oklahoma. I don't know, somewhere on the West Coast. Did you watch that? There's so many great things out there. Why waste time on people who don't give a fuck about you? I really don't get it. A layman saying vote, then showing is bad. I, I'm not catching what you're throwing, big dog. If you don't like the choices, then write one in. Make the government work for you by having to count your vote. Yeah, always write Mo in. Mo for president. Hand jobs for everyone. As a person from Ohio, the way Baker feels about the entire country of Sweden and their inhabitants is exactly how I feel about people from Michigan. And I know people in Michigan, so I know why you feel that way. Not Jamie, it's more Dave I'm thinking about. But you love a lot of meat. Yeah, I haven't eaten many sandwiches when I've been in America, but that's a lot of meat in those. But I was just watching. It was just a plate of meat and then two slices of bread. But a great show, um, as always. Yeah. Yes, I'm agreeing with you, Heather. You can be whatever you want to be, as long as you watch the baker. Baker, your interview with No was amazing. You're the only one who forced him to admit. No? What? No? I know I say no a lot, but that's because I talked to the expert. Uh, well, isn't Texas known for only loving themselves because everything is bigger in Texas? You know, and something about if you say the stars will come out at night, then people will clap in Texas. I don't know who No is. Maybe it's a spelling mistake. Maybe, I don't know. I say no a lot, but that I don't know why I say no a lot. It's because I talk too much with the expert, and he has all the facts wrong, so I have to say no. And then he makes fun of me and say I say no a lot. Well, stop saying stupid stuff that doesn't make sense. Yeah, but sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't talk anymore. People got in over. I just wanted to talk about, hey, calm down, stop hurling abuse. Stop the drama. No, 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 no drama. No, no drama. No, no drama. Drama. No, 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 no drama. So yeah. Come on. Bumbling Bee, I've been watching all Karen Rentala you have. Your little teaser the other day made me go down a rabbit hole. It's scary how messed out our legal system is. Karen Rentala was my first taste of Massachusetts. And I, to this day, still believe that woman was innocently convicted. There's too many perfect storm moments in that case. How can you go 18 hours later, go to a Burger King and find the cloth from her house that you never tested that they were from her house, but you find them on top of the trash at Burger King? They're just lying on top after 18 hours. Why did you never look into the corner kissing boyfriend who slept in her sleeping bag for months after she passed away, who she owed thousands of dollars? Why did you never look at the tanning booth lady when tanning oil was found near the body? So many things in that case that just made you go, "Ah." And funny enough, another lead detective that didn't show up in court. Well, I like being here late. I need, find something else than politics to get into. The day experts stop saying things that doesn't make sense and are stupid is the day the pigs fly hell freeze is over, and the week has nothing. The week that nothing goes wrong in my life, aka it will never happen. Well, um, expert is good at reminding us all that we're not that dumb, because we know he's wrong all the time. Hey, Opal. Yeah, you're a little late, but thank you, T-Rex. Yeah, the saxophone. He was really sus. I had him high on my list, and the whole, well, there was no breaking attempts. Why couldn't he have fudged it all? Let's run this in our head. We knew she had promised him something special if he got her a new iPad. We also know she owed him a lot of money. Maybe his wife was starting to ask, where's all this money going? And he went over there to say, you have to choose. It's me or you. And she said, get the F out of here. And he pushed back, and the door to the basement was open. And she fell down and hit her head. I can't remember the injury, but because to me, it makes no sense that if Kara was home with her, that the basement door would be open when they have a young child in the house. But if she was fighting with her lover at the front door, and you have the basement door right behind, and she says, get out of here. And he says, no. It could really easily have happened. And maybe he then thought, oh my effing God, my DNA might be here. I'm going to pour some paint over her to mess up the DNA. On my way out, I grab that snow shovel and just jimmy the door a little bit so it looks like someone attempted to break in, and then I'm out of here. That's, in my opinion, a more reasonable explanation in what we saw. Yeah. And he wasn't shopping with them like he said he was. No, he was actually shopping, but he said he was home all day. So that was a weird one. Was the paint can already open already? We don't know, because they never talk about that part. They looked for evidence on the paint can, I believe, but didn't find any. It's been a while since I saw it. But to me, that makes more sense than Kara losing her mind and unaliving her. My brother's house has the exact layout back door, but right down into the basement. If the kids were not home, that basement door was opened. Yeah, but Kara had left with the kid while her wife was sleeping. And I don't think it's unreasonable to think that I'm going to go drive to make sure, make ready for her going back to kindergarten or whatever it was. And this guy comes over because her phone was right by her bed. And he made her talk to her and said, "Hey, can I come over? I want to talk to you." And push because the kid wasn't at the house. Kara would have had marks on her from the struggle, the DNA on the vacuum, the girlfriend Kara's history of violence, and her partner died by Kara's police gun. The boyfriend lying 3 times about what happened. Yeah. The story just doesn't add up. And again, I think it's a Massachusetts thing. We'll just make it stick to the first one we pick. Oh, I should put that on merch. Because it seems like they really just wanted to have her and not look at anyone else. Oh, really weird one. My internet's going a little bit up and down. I think StreamYard is doing something again. But it doesn't matter. We've been going for an hour. I'm going to get out of here. You're going to go to bed. And we're going to see each other the next time I stream. Remember, you don't have to agree with anyone, but stop yelling at them. It doesn't change anything. People just get mad, and then they yell back. And that's how I have it with Jamie.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No,
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
no,
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
probably did. Everybody has.